If you have ever tried to build anything with AI, you know this feeling. You get this great idea, and then before you know it, your screen is just this chaotic mess of different apps and subscriptions. Well, today, we're going to dig into a potential solution for that exact problem. I mean, this quote from a recent review just absolutely nails it. It's a pain point that so many of us feel. You have one simple idea, and suddenly you need like a dozen different tools just to make it happen. And this right here, this is the whole problem in a nutshell. It's not that we're running out of great ideas. The real bottleneck, the thing that stops us, is the execution. On one side, you've got the old way, this complete scramble of different tools. And on the other, the promise of a single, unified platform. So let's get right to it. What is this solution? The tool that's trying to fix this whole mess is called NextToken, and its entire goal is to create a single, unified AI workspace. Okay, so what does that actually mean, a unified workspace? Well, it's all about having one single place where you can take a concept, just an idea, and build everything. We're talking agents, we're talking full-on applications, complex automations, even analytics, all without ever having to leave the platform. And really, it all boils down to this one super powerful idea. You start with a single natural language prompt, you just type what you want, and you end up with a fully deployed, functioning app, all in one place. All right, that sounds amazing on paper, but you're probably wondering, does it actually work? Let's take a look at a real-world example from one of the sources and see how this actually goes from just a prompt to a real working product. So the project they built is something super practical, an AI agent that automates all the research for a YouTube channel. It has to find trending topics, it has to generate video ideas, titles, even concepts for thumbnails. Normally, this would be a super complicated, multi-step headache. But here's the crazy part. With this platform, the whole thing gets boiled down to just 4 simple steps. First, you write one prompt, just describing what you want. Then, the AI generates a whole plan for you to look over and approve. After that, it builds all the stuff you need, the back end, the front end, the whole shebang. And finally, you just hit publish. That's it. And get this, the end result isn't just a script or some data sitting in a spreadsheet. No, it's a live, shareable web application, a genuine tool that not only does all the research, but also gives you an interface to actually interact with everything it finds. Okay, so how on earth is this even possible? What's the magic trick happening under the hood that lets one single prompt create something so complete? Well, it all comes down to a really unique technical philosophy. This slide really shows the difference in their whole approach. A lot of app builders out there focus on the front end first, right? You get pretty buttons and a nice-looking interface really fast, but the actual functionality, the back end, can be kind of weak. NextToken flips that completely on its head. It focuses on building the powerful back-end logic, the engine first, and only then does it wrap a user interface around it. And why is that such a big deal? Well, it means the thing you actually ship, the final product, has real substance. For a founder or anyone trying to build a serious tool, this is everything. You're not just creating a nice-looking shell, you're building something that performs a valuable, complex job from day one. And we're not talking about some lightweight back end here. This thing is an absolute powerhouse. It can actually execute Python code, connect to more than 1,000 other apps like Slack and Notion. It gives you direct access to major language models like GPT-4 and Claude without you having to mess with API keys. And it can plug directly into professional-grade databases. And this is maybe the most important part for developers out there. You're not getting locked into some clunky no-code toy. It's building with industry-standard tech, Python on the back end and React on the front end. That means you're creating real, extensible software, and you never, ever lose control of your code. All right, so we've covered what it is and how it works. But the real question is, who is this actually for? And what kind of impact does it have on your workflow and, your wallet? Well, it seems like there are 4 main groups of people who would get a ton of value out of this. First, you've got founders who need to get an MVP, a minimum viable product, out the door, fast. Then there are agencies that need to build custom automations for their own teams, creators who can use it for things like research or lead generation, and finally, developers who want to move way faster without giving up the power of actual code. Now, let's talk about the cost, because this is where it gets really wild. That entire YouTube research agent we just walked through, from the initial prompt to a fully deployed web app, the grand total to build it was 52 cents. I mean, that is just shockingly cheap for creating a custom functional piece of software. And if that wasn't crazy enough, the platform gives every single new user $5 in free credits every month, which means you could build multiple projects, just like that one, every single month, for free. You know, this really points to a bigger trend, something a lot of people in the space are talking about. This tool isn't just an interesting one-off product. It kind of represents a shift in how we build things. The future might not be about mastering this endless list of specialized tools, but about finding the platforms that bring them all together. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. As AI gets more and more woven into how we create things, is the ultimate skill no longer about juggling a dozen different apps? Is it about becoming a master of the single prompt, inside the one platform that can actually do it all?